All right, guys. Sorry, I'm starting a little bit late. I know I said the thing said 7:55 Pacific time, but the reason for this live stream is basically you know when I say don't be a passport bro, what I mean is just don't announce what you're doing. Because that's the way that you are going to get like the attention drawn on you. And I hate to say it, but that attention may lead to something else. That's the thing. Now, granted, the attention is already on the whole passport bro movement. That's the thing. The and you know, again, I say it wasn't necessarily the fact that it happened. It was just how it happened that made the dynamics very bad for the movement. You know what I mean? As I said in previous live streams, the way the message was packaged was very, very bad. I'm in touch with a brother right now. He happens to be he happens to be Anglo-Saxon American. He is a passport bro, and the way he packaged his movement, I think, was very, very good for the simple fact that he did not like. I, we're all tired of the women here in the West. Everybody can agree. Like, there's a consensus that we can do that. If you ask any man here who's in the West, if they're tired of the American woman, they're going to say yes, of course. If you ask any African immigrant or you ask any first generation African man who was raised on African values and especially African Islamic values, are they tired of um, westernized African women? They will say yes, of course. Um, you seem to have you seem to have this happening in one specific community here where I am, and that's the Somali community. Like, I know many Somali uh, men, like, who are of age to get married, who are putting off marriage because they say that, like, nah, man, we're not going for it because the women are off the hinges, and they have lost their way. So what I'm saying is that I'm not saying not to highlight the women's, like, I'm not saying not to highlight what's going on and highlight your reasons for leaving. I'm not saying not to do that. What I am saying is make make your efforts to leave, but at the same time don't let anybody know you're making your efforts to leave. But also on top of that, on top of that, um still highlight the hypocrisy of the modern woman, still point out what's going on with the modern woman. You know what I mean? Take the attention off of you and put the attention back on them. That's what I'm saying. Um, and what I mean by passport guerrilla is that the simple fact that when you look at guerrilla warfare, it's largely based on the element of surprise. It's largely based on stealth. If you look at all the, like, guerrilla fighters of the like the world, that's what it was based on: element of surprise, moving in the shadows, basically. You know what I mean? It was never about being, like, being out there like that, you know um because the way I look at it is this: the way I look at it is as there's always going to be a spokesperson for the passport bros. There's always going to be someone who is advocating to leave the United States to go somewhere else to find the ideal, to get into an ideal situation which will be better than actually the situation which you will be in the West. Okay, there's always going to be someone there for that. So what I'm saying is that the best thing that one can do at this point in time is the best thing one can do at this point in time, I would say, is like basically be a, not only be an observer, but be someone to be someone who, because there are certain passport bros where there are certain passport bros who are like grouping together and doing it, right? There are certain ones who are doing that, it like that. um it's even recommended that you should travel with a companion. Like, this is actually one of the recommended things you should do, is to travel with somebody. That's actually recommended. But for me, like personally, and I think for other Muslims, your thing is going to have to be to look at the places where in which the passport bros are not necessarily like hip to. You know what I mean? Like, so that's what I'm saying, that I doubt that these areas will become saturated or anything like that. But the hotspots we know of the passport bros are four, you know, Colombia, Brazil, Philippines, and Thailand. And for th- there are Muslim communities there. Don't get it twisted. There's Muslim communities in Brazil. There's Muslim communities in Colombia. There's Muslim communities in Venezuela. There's Muslim communities in Thailand. There's Muslim communities in Philippines. There are all of those places, right? But I think it would suit like the Muslim passport brother to go somewhere that is like just historically Muslim, right? Just historically, just straight out Muslim. Just, that would be his best bet, right? So, with that being said, I think that the guy who, because for I'm gonna be honest, there are people who are in this just to be in it. I'm just gonna be real with you. There are people in it just to be in it. Um, and to reap the benefits which may come with it, which means like you'll have easier access to women. But maybe a lot of those guys might not necessarily want to marry those women or want long relationships with those women. And there's always going to be a niche for that. Like, I'm not saying there ain't going to be a niche where there's just guys who are just going overseas for that. I'm not knocking that. That's their prerogative. That's what they want to do. But for the one who wants to, really settle down, who wants to like really do something that's going to be like, that's going to increase his progeny and have his bloodline continue, I think quiet is the best way to go about it. You know what I mean? If I were some people, I wouldn't even like announce the country I'm going to, because certain times that country can, you don't want it to become like what happened with the whole thing in Brazil with Austin Holloman, because while his intentions were good, and I salute him for what he was doing. I salute him for like showing people the light. You know what I mean? It's just it put it put the spotlight on men who men of color who are traveling. That's the whole problem. That's where the issue lies. So like, for example, you can go, like, let's say if you're going to Brazil or you're going to Colombia and things like that. Some people have made it there, despite the ill responses that have came from the whole controversy with Austin Holloman and that fem Nazi who tried to get him canceled. You know what I mean? So the thing is that the issue that lies with this whole situation is the simple fact that the opposition will do anything and everything to try to cancel what's going on. Excuse me for a minute. The opposition will try to cancel everything that is going on, the momentum that has been built up. And what I mean by the ops, I mean by the Western woman. The thing is with the Western woman, she's too proud, too arrogant, too narcissistic, and unfortunately, she has still simp enforcers that validate, that praise her degenerate behavior, and that try to stick up for her degenerate behavior. She still has a minion of these people. So she cannot admit to the fact that she effed up. She cannot admit to the fact that she drove men away. She cannot admit to the fact that her choices in men led to her being in the situation she's in. She can't admit to the fact that she felt entitled, right? She can't admit to the fact that social media, all she had to do was open it and the validation was available to her. She can't admit to those things. That's the problem. You look at, for example, Tracy Ellis Ross. People were validating her left and right, even at like the age of 50, even at these old ages. Now, I wasn't sure of her relationship status. I didn't know like what she was really into in terms of her relationship status, right? But she's in her 50s, she's childless, and the prospects of the dudes she wants are not really looking too good. So, with that being said, um, it's not, the thing is this, okay? And we have to like just come, because like women in America, like I'm gonna be honest, and many people are not gonna believe me when I say this, but I'm truly convinced of this, and God has not shown me otherwise. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has not shown me otherwise. Yes, there are more women than men in the world, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has not shown me otherwise, that there are any good women left in the Western world. in the Western Hemisphere. He has not shown me. He has not given me any inclination. And because I'm of the opinion, this is my opinion, and I could be wrong in this opinion. I'm of the opinion that deeds are based on the intention. Okay. So if your intention is to find a good woman, right? If that's what your intentions are, then obviously I think the availability of that, or the the ease in which that will be to find, would be a lot easier, right? If it was available here, if it was available. So I'm of the opinion that it is no longer available here, because I'm not seeing a lot of Muslims getting married. I'm not seeing Muslims getting married in other places, even like for example, I'm not seeing Muslims getting married in the UK. I hear Muslims in the UK. It's a crap show over there, man. That's what I'm hearing. So, with that being said, um, we just have to look at one thing is, yeah, I know this is like like kind of crazy to really kind of compare, but when you look at conquerors, for example, I'm reading a book about Tamerlane, and he was a Central Asian guy who conquered a lot of he conquered a lot of places. I think at one time he had India, at one time he had Iran, at one time he had um I think Kazakhstan, I think he had Uzbekistan, I think he had Turkmenistan, I think he had Kyrgyzstan. I even think he had a little bit of Afghanistan. But the thing is about him, and like guys like, for example, Sultan Baybars, who was another conqueror, the one thing they had to do in order to conquer is they had to travel. They had to basically travel. So, with that being said, I'm not saying travel to these places to go conquer them. I'm not by any means saying that. I'm not saying travel to these places to how should put it, um to like basically blow it up. So that's why I suggest like just moving quietly, doing your research about these places, learning the history about these places, and then as you learn the history about these places, just kind of go there with as an open as an empty glass, so you can learn more, you know, from the locals. But I'll be right back. I need to go get something to drink. I should have brought something to drink before I went live, but I didn't. So let me go get something real quick. Where did I put that phone? Looking for my phone now. There's some information I need. But I'm gonna show a couple of videos of, like, again, the hypocrisy and one of the reasons why you need to keep it quiet. The thing is this, like, when it comes to the hyena Keisha, when it comes to the harlot uh Karen, when it comes to um the you know the malicious Maria, or when it comes to the licentious Lingling, while they say they don't care about men leaving, they really, in essence, like, subconsciously do care, because of the simple fact is, number one, their part of their resources are now exiting, and number two, their attention, the attention and validation that they once got from, like, these guys who they said they didn't want anyway, is now going to be gone. You know, these guys have turned over a new leaf and they have found a better deal. You know what I mean? And so when they have found this, when they find this and things like that, and when the women of these places are coming out and speaking against the women of America, this just goes to show you that um this is what's going to happen. This is why I foresee to happen. Um Unfortunately, there will be an uptick in violence when it comes to this, because American women, for the most part, are and Western women in general, especially the Western Keisha, are inherently violent. You know, um, what I do notice is that, and this is unfortunately the fault of simps too. Simps say there's nothing like a strong black woman, and that in itself is problematic, right? Um, Saying that, um, also, because they have taken it so far where that their womanhood is unrecognizable at this point. Like, I hate to say it, but when it comes to, like, American black women, and just for, like, American women in general, not just American black women, but American women in general, there's nothing really that reminds me of a woman when it comes to them. Like, I don't even think, like, the sad thing is, I don't really think of a woman when I look at American women. I really don't think of a woman at this time, because it's just like, I mean, they don't, essentially, they don't want to be women. You know, what they want is, they want to be men, but they want to not have the responsibilities of men. But they want everything that they want everything that what a man, what comes with a man, the strength, the speed, the the intellectual capabilities, capacities, the ability to, like, run a country, the ability to, like, start a company, the abilities to come up with patents, the abilities to do all of that. That's what these women want, but they don't want to shoulder the responsibilities that come with that. That's the whole thing. That's why we're in this situation we're in right now. But I want to go over a couple of videos, to show why it is going to be necessary to just keep things quiet versus making it loud that you're leaving. You know, everything has to be done in silence. Okay. So foreign women are clapping back at these hyenas. Okay. But when you look at it, when you look at the full spectrum of things, I've only seen probably like at most, I've probably seen like three women support passport bros who are stateside. You know, one woman advocated. One woman said that perhaps we can take a lesson from these foreign women. But the thing is, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest. Like American women look bland, bro. Like I hate to say it, but like they're bland. They're bland looking women. That includes black women, white women. Like they're just bland looking, bro. Like for example, if a woman comes from a different place, usually you can tell. Like the accent doesn't give it away, but the aesthetic gives it away. So like when it comes to like for example, a black woman from America versus a black woman from Senegal, you can tell the difference. It's a like different aesthetic. When it comes to like a Karen, right? Versus a Sasha from like let's say a Sasha from let's say a Sasha from Belarus. Tell the difference. It's completely different aesthetics. But I wanted to go over some videos. Um First I wanted to find my dang phone. Here we go. All right, so the thing is I can open my app right now and you're gonna hear some of the craziness of like Muslim women in this country, most notably Somali women. And so this is why we have to leave. This is why men with sincere um this is why guys who have sincere intention to do what is necessary, because according to Muslim tradition, and we can read about this, maybe I'll read about this, but marriage is half of our religion. you know I mean, so I won't say it's a big deal, but it's pretty important. you know so when you have people who talk like this, which I'm about to show you, you have no choice but to look elsewhere. Hold on. Y'all niggas not really in the February spirits. If I can't have you, no one should. What you talking about? Look at what's at the top. I'm in the spirit. Y'all don't even. You don't even know what that is. I used to sing that every morning. You don't even know what that is, huh? Yeah, nigga. Look, you can't wear graphics. Who's the producer? At my job. You trying to sing it right now? That's Usher. Y'all just gonna interrupt me like that? Nigga. Yeah. Please get this blasphemous nigga out of here. Nigga said, I'm on mute. What the fuck? Abdullah, do you know this song? So when you have women who are talking like that, right? And mind you, this is a Muslim woman who was just talking. Masculine as ever. You heard how masculine she was. Like there was nothing feminine about the way she was talking. And mind you, all I had to do was open my Clubhouse app for that to be heard. when you have these elements, and I hate to say it, there's a lot of her, there's a lot of that in the community, then you kind of have no choice but to look elsewhere, you know, for a wife. Now, I'm going to share my screen, and I came across this video, right? Um, and the reason why I want to show you this video is that this woman, she actually moved from her native country, but she's still giving us the intel of her native country and what it means, you know. So if we listen to her, right, maybe she got influenced by the West, but she's still giving us the lowdown, which lets us know that, hey, what we want is still out there. And sometimes it's in areas which you least expect. Here we go. Now, this was taken. So I want you guys, I mean, because the thing is when we look at these areas, right? I'm looking at these areas based on the Islamic history, like based on the fact that, hey, historically, these places were Islamic. Okay. Um, but on top of that, I feel that it's very like the areas, I'm not saying these areas are blown up. Like, I'm not saying that these areas are too hot. I'm just saying that the areas that we know, China, Japan, South Korea, are just kind of getting hell of attention. Whereas, like Thailand, Philippines, whereas there are different areas where, you know what I mean? Like, where it can be more low key, you know? That's what I'm trying to get at. But let's hear what she has to say and what that means. So that's one thing I want to say too. I think it would help to do your due diligence to read up on these unknown countries, okay? That way your exodus can be even more quieter. You know what I mean? Because inshallah, where I'm going, no passport bro has even talked about it. He hasn't even mentioned anything about it at all. So what I'm saying is that it would help for you to read these different places. Therefore, you may have another option for yourself that will not attract the attention of the hyena, because the hyena, although she's not the sharpest tool in the shed, she still knows a little bit about Latin America because it's like pretty much next door. You know, she pretty much knows it's next door, right? So it's better to just have it like it's better to go to places where they don't even know, places where they don't care about. Because here's the thing, they care about these women because they know the women in these other places know that they care about these women because the women in these other places, man, are, I mean, like quiet as kept. You can see these women in music videos and stuff. Like, how often do you not see Latin women in music videos? Which lets you know that, hey, they have to they don't want to compete with them, but they're gonna have to, you know. So again, when you look at when you look at I'm speaking to Muslims in specific, fellow Muslims. When you look at like different like Muslim countries, for the most part, I won't say the culture is uniform, but there is a kind of cohesiveness which will help you navigate easier. Um, in terms of the non-Muslim passport, bro, I would just advise you to just I mean, like if you go to Muslim countries, I would just advise you to just like keep things like respectful, which I'm pretty sure you will. Um, but again, just I think quite the strong silent will win the race. You know what I mean? So um let's continue. So I mean, at least she's letting you know ahead of time. Like for example, like if you were to deal with a woman in the West, right? She will string you along, pretend like for example, I'll give you an example. The average woman in the West will give you the impression that she's pious, give you the impression that she's reformed, she she's going through healing and things like that. But she will tell you like she will tell you things, but her actions will say a lot of other things. You know, like I mean, honestly, when they say they're celibate, they haven't had it in a while, but yet they have two kids. It's like, okay, well, where was that celibacy before you had your two kids? And these two kids came out of wedlock. Like, so with this being said, you have to like I respect this woman for letting you know up front. She's letting people know up front, like, hey, my mindset is a little bit different than the typical women from my culture. You know, this is to be respected. So, well, put it this way: this video was 5 years ago. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure the country has made strides in developing and things like that. Um, yeah. So, I guess you know because yeah, a woman should be educated, right? But the education should complement her marriage. It shouldn't be a burden on her marriage. And when you look at the American uh dynamic of education and marriage, a woman being educated is unfortunately a burden, to a marriage. I'm just going to be honest. Like when you look at what is happening and what they're doing and stuff like that, it's just a burden, man. Seriously, it's a burden. So there's really nothing wrong with like a woman. Like, I mean, you can teach a woman how to drive. That ain't an issue. Like, as a matter of fact, like, you just have to be hella patient, and you can teach a woman how to drive. That shouldn't be a problem. You know what I mean? You can teach them how to drive. Um, so I mean, I'm pretty sure things have developed by then, but I'm just giving you an example of a location that nobody has really ever heard of, that, like, as a passport man, you can just pretty much go there quietly and, you know have your what I mean, have your thing, have your your situation, have a good situation for yourself. But you have this. Okay. So what I'm saying is this, okay? This is what I'm saying in a nutshell. Modern women will never ever surrender, okay? They will never say we did it wrong and we're doing it wrong and it will continue to be wrong. They will never say that, okay? What I'm saying is that there's no point in trying to convince them otherwise, that you are leaving to go somewhere better for your situation. Um so you should just do it quietly. You should just leave quietly. It's the best bet for you. And it will protect you, okay? Because they're going to attack anyway. So don't give them anything to attack, okay? That's the main thing. And if anything, attack back. But let's go into this real quick. So, and I think that's a lie. I don't think she got her son his passport. I think that was a lie. You know what I mean? Because you know, thing is, if she did get her son his passport, then why in the world is she talking against them? Then that's the whole situation. So, the problem with this, and I'm going to tell you, this is the issue we're facing too. You know, this is the issue too. Um, the issue is okay. The issue is you have men, unfortunately, who like to capitalize off of off of this off of the hatred of the women. Whereas he can simply just get a passport and just do the same thing. He doesn't have to hate. You know what I mean? I hate to say it, but there's no saving these women at all. But let's continue. Bingo. Wow. So the audacity. This is what I'm saying. Why you should even keep it even more quiet. Here's the thing. Why you should even keep it more quiet. It's because the audacity of these women who are speaking out against this is unbelievable because them themselves are wrecks, okay? And they have the audacity to speak against someone who's trying to do something the right way, trying to do it good, trying to escape a toxic situation which they know they can't change. It's like, for example, I'll show her, but a cam model came against the Passport Bros, and it's like, what? Are you serious? Right now? Are you serious? But let's continue. Okay, keep that in mind too. Whenever a woman has all these different job titles, with whenever these women have these different job titles, yeah, just understand that they're probably in between things, and that's why they have these uh that's why she they have these job titles and things like that. um understand that understand that with these different job titles, um it doesn't mean like it doesn't mean that she's the hot stuff that she presented herself as on that news outlet, you know. But let's continue. So like that's what I'm saying. Like if you grew up in a loving, so this is just letting you know that these women are inherently like just rebelling for the hell of it. Because the simple fact of the matter is, if you grew up in a loving family, then there would be no reason for you to, you know, like do these kind of things. Like there would be nothing would there shouldn't be any like something compelling you to say, okay, well, you know, I want to do this. You know, I want to do this. That's what I'm saying. So, with that being said, um why would she even talk about passport bros, you know? Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. And here's another woman. You what I'm saying is this. These women are so warped. These women are so delusional that what they think is what they think is right is not right at all. Like they're basically calling the kettle black when then the cells are not clean. Another example, why you should keep the movement quiet, be a passport gorilla versus a passport bro. I'm not saying I'm encouraging the travel. Get the hell out of here. I'm advocating that for all traditionally minded men, you know, and I'm especially speaking to Muslims. Set up somewhere else outside of the United States jurisdiction, make your hijra, set up what you need to set up, and maybe visit here on occasion. That's what I'm advocating for. Okay. No, do not stay here. Okay. Your marriage prospects are next to none. It's just not going to happen. They're already too far gone. I hate to say it. Okay. They're already too far gone. So, So one thing I want to say too, that um this is one thing I want to say too, is that it's that they'll say they hate black women, right? They'll say they'll say that, oh, these passport bros, um they hate they hate black women, this, that, and the other. And the reality is, me personally, like, I don't have, you know, we're supposed to love what Allah loves and hate what Allah hates. And I know Allah hates arrogance, Allah hates narcissism, Allah hates like basically pride. Allah hates these things. And I hate to say it, but all Western women have those things. So therefore, I'm obligated to hate those things. Um Western women have not removed these things from themselves. So because they haven't removed those things from themselves, I'm not allowed to like them anyway. Because all of them are filled with those things. Every single last one. They get validation from every single simp, and that's the problem. So even here, when you see here, I'm saying it's a Western problem. It's a Western problem. As I said, it's a Western issue. It goes beyond color lines. It's a Western issue. But you see, even here, that in the UK, they're praying for the downfall of passport bros. Okay, which is why you should have get the passport. But just do it quietly. Um, Unfortunately, there are simps like this guy here who look, he said, um he even said, um he said he said let me see. So here you have this guy pandering, right? You have this chimpanzee pandering and stuff like that. And it's like, bro, like, why the hell do you care? Like, look at the title. How Passport Bros ruined it forever. Like, why would you prey on the downfall of like men who are trying to better themselves? Like, I look at this thing as men trying to better themselves, okay? Because they're not going to get better with Keisha. They're not going to get better with Karen. They're not going to get better with any of these diabolical women, okay? That's just the bottom line. So, you know, um, so here's the thing. I'm gonna do one more video, and I'm just gonna go to show you why you should keep it quiet. In the meantime, so I had to show that because I had to show that because of the simple fact that's the truth. Like, I hate to say it, but in the US they're pushing they're pushing this dumb alphabet soup committee all down our throats. But yeah, that I just had to show that. I just had to show that, you know. But anyhow, I want to show one last video about like why you should keep it quiet. Don't give them ammo. That's what I'm trying to say. That's why you have to be quiet. That's why I suggest going to countries which the hyena does not know anything about. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, the hyena scope of geography is not that great. That's the thing. And as a matter of fact, I think I'm gonna change the title. That the advantage we have is that the hyena scope of geography is not that great. Okay. That's the whole thing. Okay, so that's the thing. That's what I'm trying to say, like the double talk. Men are trashy, but you're still hooking up with them. So what is it? You're hooking up with trash? You know, like what really is going on? And so let me let this be a notion. Like a lot of guys, what a lot of guys may think, right? is they think that okay, like I dished Keisha and I got myself a Ling Ling. They're no different, bro. If they're brought up in America, they are no different. They are the same. They are the same people. Okay, they are one and the same. Maybe they're a little bit more milder, but they're still the same. They're not any different. Okay, from their counterparts. They do the same exact things. So that's what I'm saying. Like that what I'm saying is this, bro. Like, just keep it quiet. Okay? Just let your exodus be quiet because it's not going to change. They're going to stay the same. And again, I'll say this, and I said it before, I'll say it again. The only mistake men made is we made access too easy to us. That's the only mistake we made. Is that access became too easy. We made ourselves too available to them. Had we not made ourselves too available to them, maybe some things would have been changed. So what I'm saying is that like um yeah, just bro, just do it. And it's true. It's true that like we will have the good news of this. The good news, um, the good. Okay, there's so much coming at me right now. I'm trying to get my words together. But with things like this being said, that the U.S. has the highest share of single parenting. Okay, percentage of children younger than 18 living in single parent households. In the US, it's 23. In Spain or Western Europe, it's 21%. In I want to say like yeah, in Italy and stuff, it's 17%. Uh I guess it's 18% in that region of what you call it, of that Eastern European region, because the Eastern European region is so damn big. So that's why it's 18%. But let this be a notion that hey, we see the writing on the wall, right? We see the writing on the wall, okay? Um so rather than announce it, just leave. just make preparations to leave. Okay. So, of course, there are going to be people that are coming against you. Now, uh, is this, okay? This is the problem. And this is why we have to leave, okay? So, shout out to Mati Tijani. He's basically letting you know, yo, it's not gonna work. Isn't he even said inevitable? He said there's certain inevitable things that you're gonna have to deal with. So I mean, if you go to another place and you know those things aren't gonna be a factor, right? Then why not do that? Why not do that? Okay. So let me see something real quick. S- when you look at these simps, they have like a certain like just they have like just certain things on their face which you let would let you know that they're simps. You know what I mean? Like they just have certain things that let you know that that they're just like simps, bro. Just a minute. So this is why you need to go quiet too. And I'm gonna make this the last reason because I can't seem to find the other video that I want to find. But the reason why you need to go quiet too, okay, is that you're gonna have this dynamic now, unfortunately, come out of the woodwork and try to sabotage what has already been started. And once he gets involved, right? Once he unfortunately gets involved, right? That's where it can go haywire, and that's where it can all go downhill because he can turn around and say, I want something in legislation which says, hey, these men are not allowed to travel. It's unfortunate but true. But let's listen. He's on coke. That's why I have a feeling is that this dude is on coke. That's because he's sniffing up a storm. That's probably. Let's listen. The thing is, what these idiots don't realize, and what these Keishas don't realize, I don't know why they don't realize it. I don't know why they don't realize this already. We're not bringing them back. Okay, most of them don't have a desire to come back here anyway. So I don't know why this doesn't ring into their head. We're not bringing them back, bro. We're not bringing them back, you dumbass. I don't know why this is so hard for these idiots. We're not bringing them back. Um, if okay, listen. If you're contributing to that developing world's economy, then what the hell is the problem? Okay? And why the hell do you care, bro? This is why you have to just move in silence. Because now you're starting to get these diverse elements involved, unfortunately, that don't need to be involved. Okay? It's sad to say it, but there are many as sad as it is to say there there are many dick detectives, okay? As sad as it is, there are a lot of dick detectives. And so just honestly move in silence because you're gonna have more of these guys, unfortunately. Okay, how do you know that, bro? Because you were probably one of the men that they didn't want anything to do with. Because you were probably over there being a pervert and probably doing that booger sugar. That's probably why they didn't want anything to do with you. So I don't know why you care. Why the hell do you care? Please let us know. I'm trying to like really think like why are you like really paying attention, you know? It boggles my mind. Subtle, why are you mentioning racism? Like what? You're racist yourself? Like what's the deal? Like why are you mentioning racism? Like why the hell do you care? You know? Again, why bring race into this? That's what I'm wondering. Okay, we already saw this one. Um we already saw this degenerate. I want to see if I can find one more video of these women coming out. Like my thing is this, like why do they care? That's what I'm wondering. Like why the hell do you care what another man does with his life if they're not hurting anybody, which they're not. For the most part, people are going to these countries, obeying the rules. So why the hell do you care? That's what I'm wondering. But let me see. Okay, why are you talking about ethical when you're a damn cam model and you're doing God knows what on a webcam? And you're talking about ethical? Get the hell out of here. Like you sound very stupid right now. Like seriously. Like you sound very dumb. And that's how a lot of these women sound. The number one detractors of the passport bros are these women who are single mothers, women who can't get men that they want and that they desire and that they feel entitled to. Um, Women who have just a slew of other things going on. Like there was even this one bald-headed dinosaur-looking woman coming out the passport bros. And I'm like, okay, why are you coming out them when you have a lot of other things to worry about at this time? You have many more things to be worried about rather than coming out passport bros when you can't even get out of the damn bed. And you're coming out passport bros? Come on, get away. Okay, so if you're getting a woman like an apartment, or if you're getting a woman like a residence, like let's say you're putting a woman in a nice estate or a nice property, which would cost less over there versus maybe, let's say, versus maybe you getting a tight studio in the United States, but you take that money that you would pay for a studio in the United States and you put her in a nice flat. Is that her really accepting less? Versus if she were to come to the United States, she would be in less. Versus in her country, she would be in more. with the same price. Like I like this bugs me when you see a damn model coming at Passport Bros. It boggles my mind, bro. And it's not only that. You guys have, I mean, let's be honest. You guys are the highest in single parenthood. Like let's just be real. You guys are the highest in single parenthood. Um, tattoos, your profession. Which and you say you're over sexualized. That's what they say. They say, oh, black women are over sexualized. No, you guys sexualize yourselves. That's what you guys do. I mean, like you even look at Beyonce, for example. She doesn't have to move how she's moving. You look at Sierra, she doesn't have to move how she's moving, but they're choosing to move like that. So, with that being said, um, yeah, you need to like just chill the hell out. No, it's not that. We're seeking out women that actually know how to be women. Like you're a damn cam model. Like who in the hell would want to make you a wife? Who in the hell would want to make a model a damn wife? Like seriously. Like do you hear yourself talking right now? I would understand if she was in a different profession, but like, bro, you're a damn cam model talking mess. We can debate that. There's no point because it wouldn't get through your thin head, you know. But we can debate that. Well, right now, you guys won't admit that you need it, but I mean, you guys are in kind of dire straits right now, especially the ones who desire black babies, um, who get their eggs frozen, and there's a lack of black men donating sperm, you know, and you guys are fighting over that. So yeah, you guys are in need. You guys won't admit that you're in need, but it is what it is. You you are just a wow, you're just an idiot at this point because 50-50 is something that you came literally was came up come they literally came up with 50-50 in this country But you ask a woman today, you ask one of these hyenas, these freaking creek beavers, these freaking swamp walruses, these freaking dirt donkeys, you ask them if they would be willing to go 50-50 with the man, and they will say absolutely not. He needs to make six figures or more in order for me to even consider him. So what she's talking about partnership and stuff like that is absolute bullshit. So I'm gonna be honest with you too. I've talked to, even talking to my family overseas and things like that, and talking to, like, whether they be in Cabo Verde, whether they be in Guinea Bissau, whether they be in Senegal, I ask them all the time, like, what is your opinion of black women? I say, like, from the women I show you on WhatsApp and things like that, I ask them, what is your opinion of black women, or what is your opinion of American women in general? And they all say the same thing. They all say that they're unruly, they're rude, they're narcissistic, they're arrogant, and they need to stay out of our countries. They all say the same thing, and they say that about women across the board. That includes Karen as well, but they especially have it out for American black women because that's how American black women present themselves as. You do care, because otherwise, if you didn't care, you wouldn't be talking about it. Okay, if you were a cam model and you're getting money, then it shouldn't bother you what a man is doing. No, they're meek and mild mannered because it's in their culture to be meek and mild mannered, and they know that if they did otherwise, they would bring shame upon themselves, and not only shame upon themselves, but shame upon their family as well. We already knew the white women weren't falling for it. They're the ones who created this. You sound very, very dumb. They created this whole thing. Okay, you were just an accomplice in it. You were an accessory, but they created this. We already knew they weren't falling for it. They created it. They're not desperate. Okay. Well, they may be desperate, but they won't admit that they're desperate. And even if they are desperate, we have no need for them because most of them are going to come with kids, imbalanced pHs, and other things that we don't have needs of. So, no, you're not going to guilt trip us into this. Okay, well, I guess I'm not the guy I think I am. I guess I'm not a base traditional African Muslim man who won't take no shit from unruly woman, regardless of her background. Okay, and and definitely won't take anything from no westernized hyena who's from my country either. You know, why don't you think I'm with a Cape Verdean or Bissauan woman from Portugal or Senegalese woman from New York? Because they're all under this crazy this gynocentric programming. So I guess I'm not the guy I think I am. Because maybe the guy I think I am is maybe he doesn't, maybe he's just a figure of my imagination at this point. Maybe the guy I need to be is the chimpanzee that you guys so say worked on himself and this, that, and the other. They are better wives. Okay. They are better wives. You heard what the first woman in the video said about the place that I'm not going to talk about, but she even said that they're going to be a good choice for a wife, and she's coming from a modern woman's standpoint too. We're not bringing them back, you dumbass. I don't know why they think we're bringing them back. We're not bringing them back. No, you guys divest out of hatred for black men. Like that's the thing. Like your divesting is based out of hatred for black men, and you're longing for acceptance from Brad and the like thereof. Men going overseas is not, for hatred. It's for peace. You guys don't divest for peace. You guys divest for material benefits. But most of the time when you divest, it seems like you're not even getting those material benefits. It seems like you're getting like like white dudes who work at steakhouses and like things like that. You're not even getting the top tier white dudes that you're divesting, like talking about divesting with. And so this is my point. Don't even give these modern women ultimatums. Just leave. Don't even talk about it. Just leave. Just don't even give them ultimatums. They're not going to change. You can see that this woman is a damn cam model trying to come at passport bros. So they do throw that word around incel a lot and things like that. The thing is that um the effort that you may put into trying to get one of these creep gators, that effort could be used to so much more, something so much better, something so much more like worth your time. It's not worth putting effort into trying to get one of these sand crickets. It's better for you to put that effort into somewhere else. And her saying incel and stuff like that, it just means that in essence her legs are open to anybody because she's a cam model. So we know that that means easy access. you know but I mean, I digress. So I'm gonna end on that note. I've been going on for a little while now. If you catch the replay, just let me know what y'all think. And just move in silence, move in the bushes. And while you're moving in silence and moving in the bushes, go ahead and keep on exposing um these these like these I don't even know the name that I can say anymore, but these um these swamp squirrels, just keep on exposing them. But until then, I'm off until the next one. Y'all leave your thoughts and leave your comments. Fuller signing out, SYS and B. Save yourself, Muslim brother. SYS BM, and move with silence. Anjarama.